Hello, everyone. Welcome to this online event whereby I will welcome you to the School of Law of UCLan Cyprus. Let me first share my presentation with you. All right, so I suspect you can now see my presentation. My name is Stephanie Lole-Shailu. I am a professor of European law and reform, and I am the proud head of the law school of UCLan Cyprus, the University of Central Lancashire in Cyprus, and I'm very happy to welcome you. Let me engage with you by giving you a very brief overview of why UCLan Cyprus and why studying law at UCLan Cyprus. You can see on the right side of the screen a very nice picture, one of my favorite pictures of our law students in our Moot Court Room on campus, dressed up very professionally for an international competition. So this is what we inspire to actually make possible. First of all, a few words about UCLan Cyprus and a few facts in a post-Brexit world. Why studying law at UCLan Cyprus? That is the question we'll try to address here. First of all, let me give you a brief overview of why UCLan Cyprus, generally speaking. Well, first of all, because it provides high-quality British education in Cyprus and the region. It offers double awarded degrees, which means that students get 2 certificates, one from the UK and one from Cyprus. It benefits from over 190 years of UK educational heritage, benefits from high rankings that was confirmed again in 2021. We enjoy flexible delivery in COVID times, and the students enjoy highly rated student experience for teaching and professional support, as well as enhanced employability and professional routes. Now, what has changed post-Brexit? Well, not much really for us. Our continued added value is actually enhanced further because we offer an already existing well-integrated European campus of a UK university, one of the few existing in the European Union. Our Cyprus-based graduates are not required to undergo KISAT recognition of studies compared with their peers graduating with a UK degree only. Of course, the low cost of studying in comparison with studying in the UK is well known, as well as the possibility of using Erasmus Plus student staff mobility for studies and training to many different countries. Anything specific to law studies post-Brexit? Well, yes. Law being a regulated profession, it is important to note that our students holding 2 awards from the UK and from Cyprus, which is in the European Union, are directly eligible to receive and apply for professional accreditation in the UK through UCLan UK, through the award of UCLan UK, and in Cyprus through the UCLan Cyprus award. The professional accreditation in Cyprus also opens the opportunities in the EU market. And finally, UCLan Cyprus can be used as a post-Brexit educational bridge connecting the 53 members of the Commonwealth countries, the UK, the European Union, and Cyprus, and having a particular importance in terms of common law, which is actually what we teach at UCLan Cyprus primarily. Now, in terms of the School of Law of UCLan Cyprus, let me give you a very brief introduction, and this, of course, will be complemented by my colleagues, the course leaders, the LLB course leader, Dr. Nasia Hajiliou, and the LLM course leader, Dr. Nevia Gabiou, as well as by the deputy head of the School of Law, Dr. Klearchos Kyriakidis, who will emphasize the importance of actually not only studying, but planning to become a professional in the field of law. Our school is proud to offer a full range of academic and scholarly law courses. That includes a Bachelor of Laws or LLB honors with local and international professional recognition, and 3 Masters of Laws or LLMs, 1 LLM generic title, LLM in law, an LLM in international business law, as well as an LLM in financial and commercial law. This offer is complemented by executive education with professional certifications and qualifications. You can see in the middle of the slide some of our strategic partners in terms of certifications and qualifications. The first one is a strategic partner based in the UK with which we provide and help the students to become certified mediators. The second one is the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators. It is a UK-based chartered institute that deals internationally with arbitration. And the third one is the Chartered Institute for Securities and Investments, again, a UK-based chartered institute dealing internationally with securities and investments. You will learn more about those certifications in the LLM presentation. In a nutshell, our students are able to engage professionally with development and employability through the many competitions that we give them access to, through the multiple core and extracurricular activities that we give them access to, including in times of COVID, whereby we have embraced a long series of webinars. And also CPD events for which they have the opportunity to engage with the legal profession, but also the judiciary or public prosecution in Cyprus, but not only, also in the UK and at the level of the European Union. Our students are ambassadors and volunteers as well, and we are proud of this. Of course, multiple field trips are possible and doable, including abroad. That is, of course, COVID permitting. The school has a very strong internship and placement scheme, as well as multiple employability activities during the month of March each year. The school enjoys a large variety of industry and community project partners through MOUs. We also support and mentor students through the Law Society and also other initiatives and startups. Students can benefit from Erasmus Mobility for Learning and Training, and we support students for further studies and certifications for their personal development. So who are we in a nutshell? Well, we are a combination of highly educated academics from the very best universities in the world, all PhD holders and research active, together with high-profile experts. Those include honorary fellows who have been awarded an honorary title by UCLAN in the UK, and for their service to the community as serving judges or serving ministers. And now they're retired, and we are very proud and privileged to have them as our honorary fellows. We also are very proud and happy to have a number of highly qualified practitioners, all experts in their own fields, whether this is Cyprus law related or not, as well as from UCLAN UK, a number of Cyprus-based PhD students who engage with us and teach some of their expertise, and hopefully to become, in their own time, internationally recognized experts in their fields, like we also have at the school internationally recognized experts in law and technology or in moral philosophy that are actually well known throughout the world. And you can see here in the very small picture that in the Moot Court Room, we try to engage all those people at once by actually inviting serving judges as well as academics from all over the world. Here on this specific picture, the academic is from Australia and the serving judge is from the SBAs. So, lastly, a few words about how the School of Law of UCLAN Cyprus engages and tries to make an impact. Well, first of all, it's very important to note that the students are very engaged with us, and they're engaged in everything we do, including research. We have a research internship scheme every year. The school runs a law blog, which is actually student-led, which you can visit at any moment. We have created a platform on the rule of law monitoring mechanism, which enables us to engage with the wider public and have an impact. We also have a journal, for example, on the interdisciplinary issue of populism. And last but not least, the school's associated interdisciplinary research center, I claim, actually was awarded the European Citizen Prize from the European Parliament last month for its social mediation project. Social mediation is a project where the students of the school and beyond the school are very much involved with, and we are very happy about this. So, in a word, let's engage together. You can see here examples of multiple engagements, whether it is on campus, particularly in the Moot Court Room, with judges, lawyers, retired and serving. Whether it's at international competition in Europe, there's a particular picture of the International Commercial Arbitration Moot in Vienna, where we are happy to be able to send students. This year and last year it took place online. But we're also happy to be able to engage with policymakers and with serving judges in social gathering and networking, whereby the students are able to engage with members of the legal profession, members of the judiciary, and this is all very positive for their personal and professional development. So this is in a nutshell what I wanted to tell you. I thank you very much for your time, and I pass on the floor to my colleagues. In the meantime, I am available for any questions you may have. You can find my contacts on the first slide of this presentation. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Gliakos Kyriakidis. I'm an assistant professor in the School of Law at the Cyprus campus of the University of Central Lancashire, otherwise known as UCLan Cyprus. I've been given the honour of saying a few words about the interrelationship between reading law, otherwise known as studying law, and becoming a professional. I've given this talk the following title: The Symbiosis Between Reading Law and Becoming Professional, the LLB degree in wider context. Over the next few minutes, I just want to highlight a handful of reasons why reading law at university is a pathway towards becoming professional, either in the sense of being professional within the framework of the legal profession or outside the legal profession in some other professional sphere or working environment. So what I'm going to say today will hopefully be of benefit to anybody who's aspiring to study law at university, who is reading law at university, or who has in the past studied law and is thinking about pursuing a career in the legal profession. I'm going to focus on not more than 4 or 5 key features of professionalism that are associated with reading law at university at either undergraduate or postgraduate level. The first is that when one reads law, one acquires an advanced understanding of the English language. The great English judge Lord Denning once pointed out that words are the lawyer's tools of the trade. And what he meant by that, of course, was that lawyers use words on a daily basis, whether words in their spoken form or words in their written form. And in this 21st century that we're inhabiting, words are also being transmitted electronically through mechanisms such as this system that I'm using now, that's recording me and is going to result in a video that's going to be transmitted all over the world. So law enables us, or the study of law rather, enables us to acquire a deep, advanced and sophisticated understanding of the English language. Now, many words in the English language are not really English. They're Greek in origin, or Latin in origin, or French in origin, or derived from some other non-English language. And that's what makes the English language so rich and varied. But the point nonetheless remains that in order to read law, one literally has to read words, one word after another, in one book after another, one act of parliament after another, one case after another, one journal article after another, and so on. And that process of I think it's really an art rather than a process. That art of reading extensively enables one to acquire a very rich and broad vocabulary, so that one is able to use the appropriate word in the appropriate place at the appropriate time. So the first advantage of studying law is that one acquires a deep, advanced and sophisticated understanding of the English language. Secondly, and this follows very neatly from the first point that I've just made, reading law enables one to acquire communication skills. I've just mentioned 3 examples: the verbal, the written, and now the electronic. So reading law is a mechanism by which one acquires the ability to communicate. Now, why do we need to communicate in law? Well, because we interact with other human beings, whether they're colleagues in the office, whether they're clients who seek legal advice, whether they're judges in a courtroom, or if it's in a criminal trial in England, in a Crown Court, before a jury. The lawyer needs to explain the facts of the case before a jury and a judge. And communication, therefore, is integral to that method of operating. Communication skills, of course, are of much wider importance beyond the narrow confines of a lawyer's practice. Communication skills are what we do as human beings. They're integral to our being, as our existence as human beings. And on a law degree, because we give such emphasis to words, we at the same time give huge emphasis to the communication of those words. And that really is a second professional skill that is really at the heart of any law degree. The third feature of professionalism on an LLB, or indeed on an LLM degree, is the ability to acquire what I would call courtroom professionalism. That is to say, the ability to understand what is going on in a court of law. This has a number of different dimensions. At the most basic, when one reads law at university, one has to read judgments handed down by courts. And that requires the ability to deploy the skills that I've referred to earlier, the ability to use the English language in order to understand the words that are on the page that have been written by a judge to account for a particular decision. One needs to deploy the ability to digest large amounts of information, large amounts of analysis that's set down in the judgment in order to find out the reasoning that accounts for the decision that has been reached by the court. And one needs to find out really what the significance of the judgment is. What is the significance of the judgment? That has a short-term and a long-term effect. The short-term effect may be limited to the particular parties before the court in that particular case, but the judgment rather, might have a much broader significance because the court has laid down a particular principle or interpreted a particular principle that establishes a precedent that has implications way beyond the immediate issue that is, or case that is before the court. So courtroom professionalism has a written dimension and a reading dimension, which is part and parcel of being a good law student. But courtroom professionalism also involves diving in at the deep end, to use an analogy. On an LLB in particular, mooting is integral to the development of a student's education. And opportunities, such as at our university, opportunities are given to students to engage in mooting in a real courtroom setting. Now, what is a moot? A moot is a mock hearing before a judge. It's in all likelihood going to be an academic who's pretending to be a judge for the purpose of the moot, but equally in some circumstances It might actually be a real judge or a retired judge who's kindly come into the university to participate in the moot as a judge. It could be a practicing lawyer who's aspiring to become a judge in the future and wants to gain some hands-on experience of judging. The point is that reading law at university does not just involve reading law on a page. It involves going into a courtroom, a real courtroom setting, without the consequences of being in court, because a moot court, even though it looks like a court, it's actually a mock setting. But what it involves, it enables the student to taste life in a courtroom setting and to experience what I call the 3 Ps of mooting: the preparation for mooting, the practice that is necessary before stepping into the court to engage in the moot, and the 3rd P, the performance of the moot, the actual practice of going into the courtroom setting and explaining a point of law before a judge in accordance with the requirements of the moot itself. So the third element of professionalism that is normally acquired on an LLB is what I call courtroom professionalism. And finally, I could go on, but I'll just limit myself to these 4 points. Finally, on an LLB degree, a law student comes into contact with real people from the professional world, real judges, real lawyers, real members of other professions, accountants, architects, and so on. And that interaction with real people from the real world enables the student to take the law off the pages that the student has been reading and to see how the law in theory applies in practice by hearing a particular analysis as delivered by somebody who is in the real world as either a judge, a lawyer, an architect, accountant, or otherwise. And that's a really important feature of reading law at university, because some people think, well, university is just about attending lectures, preparing for exams, and picking up a piece of paper at the end that says degree at the end of it. But reading law at university is so much more than reading books and sitting exams and doing all of the other nitty-gritty things that are associated with a law degree. Reading law is about sculpting the mind, sculpting the mind. That was how it was put to me by one judge. I forget his name, but I was in England. He used that phrase. It's always stuck with me. Reading law is all about sculpting the mind, thinking in a professional and an ethical and a just way, and operating in a professional environment for the benefit of the court, for the benefit of the client, and for the benefit of wider society. So I hope that in this short talk I've given you a brief insight into the symbiosis between reading law and becoming professional. And what I mean by symbiosis, an English word of Greek origin, is quite simple. Reading law goes hand in hand with becoming professional. Thank you for listening.
Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Nasia Hadji-Georgiou. I'm the LLB course leader at UCLan Cyprus and an assistant professor in transitional justice and human rights. This is a brief introduction to the LLB to explain what it is and what our students do over the years they are with us. So I would like to start by briefly explaining a bit about the LLB course structure. The LLB is a 4-year course, and students can start studying for the LLB at 2 possible points in the year, in September or in January. Those who start their studies in September finish in June, and those who start their studies in January finish in December. Although this is a 4-year course, if a student has done previous studies elsewhere and we feel that we can recognize some of their previous studied modules, it is possible to allow for transfer students, which would reduce the period that the student is studying with us by a bit. In order for someone to complete the LLB, they need to complete 240 ECTS, in other words, 240 credits. That is 60 credits per year over 4 years. All modules have carry 10 ECTS, which means that essentially students are asked to do 6 modules per year. Every year has 2 compulsory modules that students have to study and 2 optional modules that students choose from a longer list of modules. What these modules are, I will explain in a minute. All compulsory modules are year-long. They start in September and they finish in the summer, while optional modules, depending on how easy or how difficult they are or how they are structured, might be year-long or might be semester-long. In addition to the optional modules we are offering on the LLB, we also have extracurricular and optional modules in Cyprus law. So if someone wants to study Cyprus law with us, they have the opportunity to learn Cyprus law, not only during the course, but also in extracurricular classes that the university is offering free of charge. At the same time, those who do not want to study Cyprus law can absolutely have a degree that does not include any Cyprus law. The degree is flexible in order to accommodate for both categories of students. Those who want to join the LLB need to have a minimum of a 16.5 in their Apollitirion or the equivalent, and they also need to have 5.5 in their IELTS score or equivalent. The LLB is a qualifying law degree in England and Wales. It is recognized by 3 regulatory authorities in Cyprus. That is the Cyprus Legal Council, that is the body that recognizes lawyers in the country, and in the UK, the Bar Standards Board for those who want to become barristers, and the Solicitors Regulation Authority for those who want to become solicitors. UCLan Cyprus is offering the same qualifying law degree as any LLB in the UK. It, in other words, focuses on the same foundations of legal knowledge as any UK law degree. And to the extent that we are offering a qualifying law degree, this is recognized by the relevant regulatory authorities in both countries. Now, I would like to say a few things about what the LLB actually looks like. So in year 1 of the 4 years, you will have 2 compulsory modules to study for. This is public law and legal method. Public law is concerned with questions like the constitution of the UK and human rights of citizens in the UK and how the government and parliament and the courts are structured, while legal method is concerned with key foundations that a student needs to have in order to understand how the legal system actually works in the UK. In addition, students will be asked to choose 4 of the following modules: current legal issues in Cyprus, comparative law, professional development and skills, introduction to business law, foundations of English and Cypriot law, and for those who feel that they need some additional help with their English language, an English language module. In year 2, students will be asked to study again 2 compulsory modules. These are contract law and criminal law. A basic introduction to contract law focuses on things like, I have a contract with my internet provider, something goes wrong in that contract, I'm not getting the service that I would like to be getting. How does the law handle this? On the other hand, criminal law is focusing on specific offenses like murder, like manslaughter, theft, and the defenses, self-defense, necessity, insanity, and so on and so forth. In addition to these 2 compulsory modules, we have several optional modules that students can choose from. One is mooting and legal debating. This is a module that students are asked to either moot, in other words, pretend they are lawyers and they are participating in an actual trial, or do legal debating. Both of these happen in the Moot Court Room that we have at the university. In addition to mooting and legal debating, we have classical foundations of modern law, we have thinking and arguing law. Both of these modules are quite philosophical. We have foundations in human rights, foundations in international and European Union law, and we have a module called Cyprus Public Law and System, which focuses on Cyprus law. As you can see, this is an optional module, and if students do not want to choose Cyprus law modules, they don't have to. In year 3, students are asked to do tort law and European Union law. Tort law, in a nutshell, is focuses on situations where someone has been harmed. For example, I'm walking down the mall, I step on a banana peel, I fall down, and I break my leg. Who do I sue? That is tort law. EU law focuses on the rights that EU citizens have by virtue of being in the European Union. In addition to these two compulsory modules, students are given the choice to choose Cyprus Civil and Criminal Procedure, again, an optional module that focuses on Cyprus law, and Consumer and Commercial Law, Public and Private International Law, International Human Rights and International Criminal Law, Employment and Family Law Relations, Research Methods, the Project, and Professionalism and Work-Based Learning. Just a word on the project and professionalism and work-based learning. The project is an opportunity to the students to do a mini dissertation, to choose the area that they are interested in and do extensive research in that area. And the module of professionalism and work-based learning is the opportunity to go and work in a law firm and learn from that experience and obtain credit for your degree through that experience. Final year students have to do trusts law and land law, two more complicated modules, and optional modules include company and corporate law, Cyprus property and succession law, again, the Cyprus module that is optional and students do not have to take if they do not want to, jurisprudence, medicine and the law, dispute resolution, and finally a module called sex and violence, which focuses on crimes that have to do with sexual violence. Finally, students are given the opportunity to do a dissertation. Like the project, this is an opportunity for students to do research in an area that they are interested in. If you want to find out more about all of these modules, you can look at some taster videos that we have created. You can find the links here. There are the people who are talking in the videos are people who are teaching on the LLB. So we have prepared videos on refugee law, European Union law, war crimes trials, criminal law, land law, company law, and the law of agency. In addition to the structure of the course, I wanted to explain how we really focus on making sure that the students get a good teaching and learning experience. We make sure that we have strong communications with the students. We get feedback from the students throughout the year. We have really close collaborations with the students. Many students are our research assistants, for example. Many students participate in societies of the university, in committees of the university. The interaction between students and lecturers and students in the university as a whole is an excellent one, and we make sure to respond to reasonable demands made by students. Finally, I wanted to say a few words about the extracurricular activities that we hold within the School of Law, because there are many, and it's one of the best features of the LLB. So these are just examples of the kinds of activities that we host We have guest lectures with academics from other universities, from Cyprus and abroad. We have guest lectures from lawyers, guest lectures from judges. We also have an annual law dinner where, in a formal dinner, we give our students the opportunity to hear a keynote speech delivered by really influential professionals in Cyprus and the EU. In addition to that, we have the annual law fair, where we have a day in which students become a lawyer for a day, and that involves more practical exercises for the students. And we have a UCLan Cyprus Model United Nations, where students draft and debate United Nations resolutions and discuss world politics and world problems. We have courses that focus on introduction to dispute resolution, that focus on mediation and arbitration, and we also have courses that focus on anti-money laundering. In addition to all these, we host visits to key places abroad. So last year, just before COVID, we organized a visit to the Auschwitz-Birkenau concentration camp in Poland. The students who got to participate to that visit are the students who won a competition that was organized through the Cyprus Law Blog. The Cyprus Law Blog is a forum where students are given the opportunity to write about law-related issues that they are thinking about. In addition to that, we have the UCLan Cyprus mooting competition. UCLan Cyprus students participated in the Cyprus Central Bank competition, and every year we have students that are representing the school in the Willem CV Moot competition that is taking place in Austria. Finally, a few words about employability and professional skills development. We take employability very seriously. We make sure that the students graduate not just with a degree, but with the skills to become successful professionals. And they don't only have the legal knowledge, but they also have the confidence and the network to do well in their professional lives. We do that in a number of ways. We have an employability month when students are given the opportunity to talk to and network with lawyers and other relevant professionals. We organize internships for our students with law firms in Cyprus. We have mentoring between the academics and the students to make sure that the students are well prepared for the market that they will be joining. We often invite our alumni, in other words, our graduates, in order to talk to our current students and give them a real sense of what is happening in the professional world. We organize Erasmus studies and visits where students are given the opportunity to study and work elsewhere in Europe. The course itself, the LLB itself, includes modules that are designed to help with their own professional development. These modules include the placement, where students actually go and work, professional development and skills modules, and the mooting and legal debating modules. And we also allow and give students the opportunity to work with us as research assistants if research and the academia is something that they would like to pursue further. I would like to thank you very much. I wholeheartedly believe that the LLB is a great course to study. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Nevi Agapiou, and I'm the LLM course leader, program coordinator at the School of Law here at UCLan Cyprus. I will be making an introduction to the LLM programs we offer, both on a full and part-time basis: the LLM in law, the LLM in international business law, and the LLM in financial and commercial law. Our LLM programs are available to students with a legal and non-legal background. LLM classes in the form of roundtable seminars are delivered during the late afternoon and evening to facilitate both working professionals and recent graduates. The language of instruction is English. emphasis is placed on private study and research, assisted by the university's outstanding law resources and databases as directed by tutors. Therefore, class contact time is limited, reflective of a desire to offer a world-class course of interest to the talented, serious, and dedicated student, whilst providing the necessary flexibility for anyone juggling other professional and personal commitments. Now, all of our LLM programs have an appealing design possessing strong foundations. They adhere to the European guidelines for master degrees at level 7 and offer 21st century skills and professional accreditation. Professional accreditation specifically is something I will be addressing later in my presentation in greater detail. Our LLM programs satisfy local, European, and international job market needs. And of course, let us not forget the double awarded degree that is conferred upon completion of one of our programs. Looking at the general learning outcomes of all 3 LLM programs, these are knowledge and understanding of general and specific areas of law, the acquisition of subject-specific skills, an example would be mediation skills, the development of independent thinking skills, and of course, the acquisition of other skills relevant to employability and personal development, such as research and public speaking skills. All 3 of our LLM programs carry 90 ECTS. This is translated into 6 substantive modules of 10 ECTS each, taking us up to 60 ECTS, plus a dissertation of 30 ECTS, so a total of 90 ECTS. Starting with the LLM in law, or the generic LLM, as we sometimes call it. This LLM enables students to focus on a range of very different subjects of use in their professional careers, but also specialize in a range of exciting fields of law for those preferring a narrower focus. By introducing new special optional modules, we can identify more or less 5 areas of concentration. So international energy law, European Union law, law and international security, and of course, international business law and financial and commercial law, which are also offered as specialized LLMs. More specifically, the generic LLM aims to critically evaluate areas of law and the way they operate in the domestic, European, and international context as appropriate. It aims to facilitate a critical awareness of current issues informed by leading-edge research and practice. It aims to equip students through the use of workshop-based learning with the ability to demonstrate effective skills of teamwork, self-confidence in group situations, and critical and analytical reasoning skills. To develop skills to enable the synthesis and interpretation of course material and enable the student to develop their own theories and hypotheses in the context of existing recorded material, apply to new situations, and be able to communicate their ideas effectively is another aim of this program. This program also aims to provide the basis, in particular through the undertaking of the dissertation, but also through the undertaking of coursework for the development of critical analytical skills and application of academic knowledge for further research within the area of law. Structure-wise, there is 1 compulsory module, Advanced Legal Systems, and 5 optional modules, alongside a compulsory dissertation on any law topic. If you look at the modules on offer, these span very different, exciting, and very current subjects. To name a few, ranging different areas of law: international criminal law and security, oil and gas, international commercial mediation, international corporate governance. You can find the full list of modules on offer under the generic LLM program on our website. Now, moving on to the LLM in international business law, one of the 2 specialized LLM programs we offer. Within industry, international business law is a fast-changing and increasingly complex area. The LLM in international business law enables students to specialize in a range of exciting subjects within the area of international business law of use for their future professional career in law, business, or in commercial fields, both nationally and internationally. This program provides students with analytical and reflective skills and expertise in international business law. More specifically, this program aims to facilitate a critical awareness of current issues and transnational business environment informed by leading-edge research and practice. It aims to equip students through the use of workshop-based learning with the ability to demonstrate effective skills of teamwork, self-confidence in group situations, and critical and analytical reasoning skills common to the generic LLM, but also the LLM in financial and commercial law. This program aims to develop systematic understanding and critical appreciation of the complex legal, economic, and political issues surrounding international trade relations, global business, and their regulation. It aims to develop skills to enable the synthesis and interpretation of course material and enable the student to develop their own theories and hypotheses in the context of existing recorded material, apply to new situations, and be able to communicate their ideas effectively. It aims to provide the basis, in particular through the undertaking of the dissertation, but also through the undertaking of coursework for the development of critical analytical skills and application of academic knowledge for further research within the area of international business law. Structure-wise, for this program, there are 4 compulsory modules: Advanced Legal Systems, International Sale of Goods, International Commercial Litigation, and International Commercial Arbitration, alongside a compulsory dissertation on any international business law topic. If you look at the optional modules on offer, these perfectly complement the compulsory modules. For example, WTO law and policy, shipping and maritime commercial law, international commercial mediation, to name but a few. You can find the full list of modules on offer under the International Business Law LLM program on our website as well. Last but not least, our very popular LLM in financial and commercial law. Within finance and commerce, law is a fast-changing and increasingly complex area. The LLM financial and commercial law enables students to specialize in a range of exciting subjects within the area of financial and commercial law, of use for their future professional career in law, business, or in financial fields, both nationally and internationally. It provides students with analytical and reflective skills and expertise in financial and commercial law. More specifically, this program aims to facilitate a critical awareness of current issues in the financial and business environment, informed by leading-edge research and practice. It aims to equip students through the use of workshop-based learning with the ability to demonstrate effective skills of teamwork, self-confidence in group situations, and critical and analytical reasoning skills, just like the other 2 LLM programs. It aims to develop systematic understanding and critical appreciation of the complex legal, economic, and political issues surrounding the international trade relations, global business, and their regulation. It aims to develop skills to enable the synthesis and interpretation of course material and enable the student to develop their own theories and hypotheses in the context of existing recorded material, apply to new situations, and be able to communicate their ideas effectively. It aims to provide the basis, in particular through the undertaking of a dissertation, but also through the undertaking of coursework for the development of critical analytical skills and application of academic knowledge for further research within the area of international financial and commercial law. So you will see that the learning outcomes when it comes to the 3 distinct LLM programs we offer have the general learning outcomes that can be identified across all 3 programs, but then the very specific learning outcomes that are very unique to each program. Structure-wise, for the LLM in financial and commercial law, there are 4 compulsory modules: Advanced Legal Systems, Banking and Financial Services Regulation, Law of International Financial Transactions, and International Corporate Governance. There's also then the compulsory dissertation on any financial and commercial law topic. If you look at the optional modules on offer, these again perfectly complement the compulsory modules. For example, international intellectual property law, EU economic and financial governance, international commercial mediation, to name about a few. And once again, you can find the full list of modules on offer under the Financial and Commercial Law LLM program on our website. You can also find module descriptions on our website if you're looking for specific content for each of these modules. Some of our LLM modules, other than academic credit, also offer professional accreditation. For example, successful completion of the International Commercial Arbitration module demonstrates that the academic element leading to associate membership of the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators, CIARB as it's known, which is the world's leading qualifications and professional body for dispute avoidance and dispute management, is satisfied, subject to CIARB's approval of an applicant's other credentials and payment of CIARB's fees. Moreover, successful completion of the International Commercial Mediation module, running at 40 hours, enables one to register as a mediator with the Civil Mediation Council. The CMC, as it's known, is the recognized authority in England and Wales for all matters related to civil, commercial, workplace mediation. So registration is done subject to the registration requirements of the CMC. This module, so International Commercial Mediation, is also fully accredited by the Cyprus Ministry of Justice and Public Order, which would allow for registration as a civil and/or commercial mediator in the Republic of Cyprus, subject to the registration requirements of the ministry. Moreover, one who successfully completes this module can get certified by the International Mediation Institute, otherwise known as the IMI, a non-profit initiative driving transparency and standards in mediation worldwide, subject to the certification requirements of the Institute. Specific LLM modules also lay the ground for certification by the Chartered Institute for Securities and Investments, CISI, of which UCLan Cyprus is a university partner. Now, these modules are international corporate governance, banking and financial services regulation, and the law of international financial transactions. Graduates can gain or develop careers in diverse legal, professional, commercial, and regulatory fields, specifically in local and international law firms, local and international companies, banking institutions, the foreign exchange market, the shipping industry, government bodies, and a variety of other bodies and organizations. Teaching on the LLM programs, just like any other program of the university, is delivered by expert tutors, academics, and practitioners in some instances, depending on the module. There is a strong commitment to research-informed teaching in that academics teach within their expertise, which comes from their research premise and background. Practitioners similarly teach within their professional expertise, beautifully complementing academic expertise. So myself, I am a lecturer in international commercial law and dispute resolution. Dr. Dimitra Loizou, the deputy LLM course leader, is a lecturer in international criminal law and skills. Professor Stephanie Lole-Shailu, the head of the School of Law, is a professor of European law and reform. Dr. Klearchos Kyriakidis, the deputy head of the School of Law, is an assistant professor in English law and legal practice. Dr. Despina Christofi is an associate lecturer in financial law and alternative dispute resolution. Dr. Andreas Markou is a lecturer in EU law and theory. Dr. Maria Tatsiou is a lecturer in financial and commercial law. Lecturer in financial and corporate law. Dr. Nasia Hadjigeorgiou is assistant professor in transitional justice and human rights. She's also the LLB course leader. Dr. Lida Bitsilidou is a lecturer in company law and corporate governance. She's also the LLB deputy course leader. Dr. Henrik Andersen, a visiting fellow in international economic and financial law, is an associate professor at the Copenhagen Business School. Mr. Sozos Christos Theodoulou, a practitioner, is associate lecturer in international intellectual property law. Mr. Stylianos Trilidis, a practitioner, is associate lecturer in banking and financial law. Mr. Christian Pelagias, a practitioner, is associate lecturer in international financial services law. Ms. Maria Bilikou is associate lecturer in law relating to security at sea. Dr. Sonia Agini is associate lecturer in shipping law. Mr. Andreas Xenofondos is associate lecturer in energy law. and Ms. Antigoni Facondi is Associate Lecturer in Law. All UCLan Cyprus programs, not just the LLM programs, employ what is known as the active student learning model, in that a student-centered approach is adopted, whereby the student lies at the heart of all operations. There is a very high level of staff-student interactivity through module and course leaders, academic advisors. So each student has an academic advisor assigned to them who will support them throughout their studies. And of course, we have an active student support university department. So a high level of staff and student interactivity. Students are asked to anonymously fill in module feedback questionnaires, evaluating their overall student experience. That information is then disseminated to the course leaders and the module leaders, and action is taken, if necessary, to offer the best possible student experience. UCLan Cyprus students benefit from a research-inclusive environment, either through research internships or as research assistants, or through national and international student competitions supported by the university. For example, and because of my research and teaching expertise, I have been coaching a UCLan Cyprus student team participating in the prestigious Willem Seavis International Commercial Arbitration Moot for a number of years now. This is done extracurricularly, but has strong links with the curriculum as well on the LLM, specifically in that modules such as international sale of goods and international commercial arbitration always follow the competition and use the materials as case studies. Students participate in a number of university processes by sitting on different university committees through course reps and other student representatives. The learning environment is supportive and inspiring. Innovative teaching methods and digital technologies are employed to offer a superlative student experience in a flexible manner, bringing out personal interests alongside educational goals. There is a great emphasis on employability at both undergraduate and postgraduate level. All LLM students are supported if they're a recent graduate, or excelling if they are a working professional, which is what the majority of our LLM students identify as. So excelling in their chosen career trajectory in a number of ways. So there are internship opportunities, employability, and networking events. For example, there's always a career week scheduled every March, and tailored bespoke career advice through academic advisee mentoring. The university has a number of strategic partnerships as part of its student professional development strategy. The School of Law specifically has a number of strategic partnerships with a number of law firms, companies and organizations all over Cyprus and abroad, as well as a strong alumni network that often supports our student professional development efforts. The School of Law offers superior social, legal, and professional skills through advanced vocational skills and professional training, including expert guest lectures, quality, co-curricular and extracurricular activities, internship and graduate traineeship program opportunities in Cyprus and abroad, supportive of an entrepreneurship mindset and startup projects. The goal is to build a bridge between independent learning and independent undertaking. The School of Law utilizes its Law Academy as the outlet for a number of the aforementioned. The Law Academy, a CPD provider accredited by the Cyprus Bar Association, is dedicated to ethical, legal, professional, regulatory, and other issues of concern to members of the legal profession and other professionals. Law Academy CPD courses include anti-money laundering, compliance and information security, domestic and international arbitration, international commercial mediation, law and technology. Another outlet the School of Law utilizes is ICLE, the Interdisciplinary Center for Law, Alternative and Innovative Methods, a nonprofit organization founded in 2017. It is a social enterprise vehicle which benefits from the expertise of a pool of resident experts, researchers, and interns from diverse backgrounds, primarily but not exclusively from the UCLan Cyprus School of Law. ICLAIM is a vehicle for responsible research, innovation, and enterprise in a number of fields such as consumer rights and social mediation. As a social enterprise, iClaim aims to foster social dialogue and the rule of law through education and training, and enhance active citizenship through knowledge transfer activities to groups of interested parties and the wider public. iClaim is pioneering new solutions with wider impact on socio-legal challenges at no or a fair cost, as per its mission statement. Notably, and quite recently, on the 12th of February 2021, the European Parliament Office in Cyprus announced that out of the 30 laureates of the European Parliament's European Citizen Prize 2020 from 25 countries of the EU, iClaim founder Professor Stephanie Loleshailu, on behalf of iClaim for its social mediation in practice program, was one of the 2 recipients from Cyprus. The 2019-20 School of Law Annual Review is indicative of the type and quality of the activities and events of the School of Law and makes for a most interesting read. Please do take the time to read that. You can see the link on your screen, but a simple online search will also present that. I would like to thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation posing an introduction to our LLM programs. If you would like more information on any of our LLM programs, please not hesitate to contact me via email or over the phone. You can see my contact details on your screen. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Maria Aresti and I am the Senior Student Recruitment Officer at UCLan Cyprus. I will just share my presentation in which we will be going through the application procedure and any other general information regarding the admissions process to UCLan Cyprus. Okay, how to apply? It's a very straightforward and simple procedure. And of course, our university advisors will be guiding you throughout the procedure. And you will be taken step by step in order to finalize the whole procedure and become one of our students. You will first of all need to complete the application form, which can be found on our website, either as a PDF format file or simply complete the online application form that we have. In any case, you can always email us on the general admissions email, which can be found at the bottom of the slide, and you can make a note of it. So you can email us and we will email you back the PDF application form. Now, for the undergraduate applicants, we will need to have the school leaving certificate and the mark sheet, as well as the English language qualification certificate, which can be anything such as IELTS or IGCSE or TOEFL or any other equivalent. If you're not sure whether we can accept your certificate, you can always email it to us. We will evaluate it and we will get back to you with the decision of the admissions department whether this document can be accepted or not. In any case, if the qualifications that you're currently holding cannot be accepted by the admissions department, you can always take our own English language test, which is also internationally recognized, and we arrange accordingly and as per your availability in order to take the test online even. Along with the previously mentioned documents, we will also need to have your ID card or your passport copy. Now, for the postgraduate applicants, we need what we have previously said about the undergraduate applicants, plus a few more documents, such as the bachelor degree, as well as the transcripts, your personal statement, your CV, and 2 reference letters sent to us directly by your referees. The application will cost €50, that is the application fee, and it's non-refundable. The payment methods will be discussed with you, with the advisors of the university, and they will be guiding you, as I said, step by step in order to successfully make your payment and being able to apply and evaluate your application. All of the documents will need to be emailed to your university advisor or to the general admissions email at admissions@uclancyprus.ac.cy. Now, about the entry requirements. For the undergraduate programs, we will require from the applicant to have a high school leaving certificate, such as the Appoliterion, if we're talking for local students in Cyprus or in Greece. And for international students, we can accept the A-levels, the IB, or any other equivalent. We know that in each country there is a different certificate, the equivalencies all over the world are different. So if you have questions and you're not sure whether we can accept your qualification or not, as I said, you can just email us and we will get back to you with the evaluation. We will also need the English language qualification, the IGCSEs or the IELTS, and also depending on the course that you will be choosing to study, there is an entry requirement, a specific entry requirement and a specific mark that we require in order to be admitted. For the postgraduate programs, we will need the applicant to have a bachelor degree or equivalent. It will have to be, if we're talking about UK bachelors, it will need to be a UK lower second class bachelor degree. And for any other country where the marking system is different, we will make the equivalency and we will inform you accordingly. Because in some countries, you know, there is a GPA or the mark is counted differently. And for all of the master programs, we will need to have an IELTS equivalent to 6.5. If you do not have IELTS, you can provide any other equivalent certificates or still take our own English test that we are providing at the university. And of course, we need to mention here that the language of instruction of all the programs and the assessment is in English. Now, for all of our international students, the non-EU students, we will need to apply for a student visa. So all non-EU students are required to apply for a student visa in order to study at UCLan Cyprus. Again, we have a few steps, so it's easier and better for you to understand and to see that the procedure is not complicated. We will just simply take it step by step, and I will explain it to you right now as a summary, though. I will not get into much details because anyway, your university advisor will be guiding you throughout the whole procedure. Step number 1 is to complete the application form that we were previously talking about, which is application form in order to be admitted at the university and of course to pay the application fee. Now, as soon as this application fee will be paid and we will evaluate your documents, you will receive your offer letter. Then you will need to start collecting the documents for your student visa application. As soon as you collect all of the documents, if you have any questions and if you're not sure, you can always email them to your university advisor. We will check the documents and we will get back to you. Now, if you're sure that you have collected the correct documents, you can proceed with attesting them. The attestations, though, vary from country to country, and therefore, depending on each document which is listed on the list that you will be getting from your advisor, there is a different attestation. So every country has a different attestation. Your university advisor will be giving you the list and will be giving you the places where you will need to be going to have your documents stamped and attested. Step number 5 is to email all of these documents to your university advisor with the stamps, with the attestations, in order for your advisor to check them and to make sure that everything is correct. We will never leave you alone just to send any documents which may be wrong and submit them to the migration with the risk of being declined and not get your entry permit. So we make sure as a university and as a department that all of the documents that you provide are correct and they will be accepted by the authorities, by the migration authorities. So once we confirm that the documents are correct, you can then move on to step 6, which is the easy part here, and it means that you will need to send all of the documents that you have collected, originals and copies, depending on the country and depending on the documents, will be mailed to us, maybe by courier, to have them here in hard copies. Now, as a general guideline, you need to remember that all the applications for the visa and all documents are evaluated by the Migration Department and the Ministry of Education. So as soon as we have a decision, and as soon as the decision is communicated directly to us, and your university advisor is aware of the decision, we will inform you accordingly. About the scholarships. We do offer scholarships. We have the academic merit scholarships, we have athletic scholarships, and we have some other various bursaries and discounts. For the undergraduate scholarships, we are offering 40% and 50% on the original tuition fees always. And that depends on the mark that you have on your high school leaving certificate. So depending on your country, depending on your qualification, you may be entitled to a 40 or a 50% scholarship. For our postgraduate students, they are entitled on getting a 30% scholarship, up to 30% actually, and that is upon a successful course leader interview. This means that if a postgraduate student would also like to apply for a scholarship, we will need to arrange an interview with the course leader or even the head of school. And the course leader, the academic staff, will decide the percentage that the student is entitled to. The athletic scholarships fall under some specific scholarship schemes. That is why we also have the Athletic Scholarship Committee, which will evaluate your case, will evaluate your documents and any proof that you're indeed an athlete, and we will decide, the committee will decide, and they will inform our department whether you're entitled to any specific percentage or any specific discount as an athlete. Other bursaries and discounts that we are offering, which is mostly for the local students, we are giving some municipalities and communities bursaries, some bursaries and discounts and special prizes to some companies and organizations that we have collaborations with. There is a large family bursaries. Also, we do have a discount for siblings and for our alumni, of course. And if you're not falling into, if you're not under any of these categories that have been previously mentioned, you can always inform us that you need to apply for a scholarship and that you need a scholarship, and you may be granted a special bursary. You will simply need to complete a scholarship application form. You can ask for this form your university advisor. The form will be provided to you. You can complete it, and the committee will have a look and decide on the amount you will be entitled to. Now, this is the recruitment and the admissions department. As you see here, we're 4 people in the department. It's myself, it's Mrs. Androniki Elena and Mrs. Antonia Ioannou, who are the student recruitment officers. And these are the advisors that will be guiding you throughout the procedure, including myself. And we have our admissions officer, Mrs. Katerina Petru, who is the officer who will be evaluating and issuing your offer letters. And in any case, you can either contact me via email or via phone or WhatsApp or Viber. It's also available, or through our general emails and phone numbers, which you can see on the right side of the slide. We have the admissions at uclancyprus.ac.cy. We have the phone number of the university, and of course our website. You can also find us on different social media. It's worth to check them. And if you would like to be more informed And if you would like to have a personalized session with one of our advisors or with one of our course leaders, you have the chance to do so by booking your online information session. We're available every day, Monday to Friday, from 9:30 until 4:30. So you can simply book your session at your most convenient time, and one of our advisors will guide you on how to join the meeting. Through these online information sessions, you will be able to find out how to apply at the British University of Cyprus. You will discuss your career options and our programs of study with the advisor or with the course leader. You will get into more details about the entry requirements. You will have a virtual tour of the campus and the award-winning facilities. And as I said, you can also book the online session with the academic faculty. I would like to thank you for attending this webinar. And we do look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you.